the argument that you make in some of your writing also was that what you said to the North Koreans was, look, if you want to kind of join the economic curve upward, you've got to reduce resistance to the internet. But do you think that that's actually sort of what's on their mind, is somehow improving economic life?
It's just not possible to have a modern country without access to the internet. There's just no way. There's too much information, there's too much electronic commerce, there's too much pricing signals. It's how the banking system works now. It's how many political ideas and improvements for societies. Every country, with the exception of North Korea, has embraced the internet, at least in some limited form and in a more open way than North Korea.
Yeah, they probably get that, right? So they get that argument.
And, well, again, we don't know. What we do know is that this is a country that managed to go through a famine of perhaps 2 million people and is still in power.
Yeah.
So there's something else at work here. It's different from the other countries. And from our perspective, the most important thing that we could do, and I think this is true for American foreign policy as well, is get the country's society to open up with new ideas. Those new ideas will bring new ideas about governance, new ideas about business, and perhaps less of a threat level to the United States.
Right, but wasn't your presumption a little bit in sort of making that suggestion to the North Koreans that really economic growth is what is primary in their interests, when in fact probably what's primary is the leadership staying in power?
Yes, although it's very clear in the conversations that we had, and Eric, tell me if you agree with this, that they recognize they have to open up a tiny bit technologically. They're trying to figure out how to do it. What's interesting is they even felt the Chinese model was too democratic for them. But they're trying to figure out how to do this as slowly as possible, and so they have a lot of questions. And some of them are quite technical, but they face a conundrum in the sense that they know they have to open up a little bit, but also at the same time, no population in any country anywhere in the world is worse off as a result of the internet.
It makes sense that an authoritarian government would want to have the internet on its terms. It makes sense that an authoritarian government would say, well, we want the part of the internet that we like, but we don't want all of these other ideas, this free speech thing and so forth, which of course all of us feel very strongly about.
Right.
We believe that if you get a little bit of internet in, they have to accept a little bit of openness. That it's the tip of a spear to open up these societies, and it's fundamental because humans are the same everywhere. They're curious. When they come up with a new idea, they say, wow, that's interesting. Did you hear about it? Did you hear about it? We're excited about it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden something changes. And that sets in motion the liberalization of every country.